The Oslo Accords, signed in 1994-1995, granted the Palestinian Authority control over most of the Gaza Strip. The agreement specified that the IDF will continue to control a narrow strip between the area under Palestinian control and the border with Egypt, called the Philadelphia Corridor. This route borders the Palestinian town of Rafah. During the ensuing years, the area has been used for smuggling and has rapidly become the main pipeline for transporting weapons and ammunition into the Gaza Strip. The smuggled weapons, which account for the majority of the weaponry in the Gaza Strip, are then used for carrying out terrorist attacks against Israeli civilians and IDF soldiers. Currently, the area is being used for smuggling weapons, drugs, goods, and lately human beings. These tunnels of terror provide the conduit for smuggling large amounts of diverse weaponry, including hundreds of kilograms of explosives, hundreds of rifles, mainly Kalashnikovs, tens of thousands of bullets, and dozens of RPG rockets and launchers. Since September 2000, the tunnels constructed underneath the Philadelphia Corridor have been used not only by the Palestinian terrorist organizations like Hamas, but also by Iran and Hezbollah for turning the Gaza Strip into a base for missile and rocket attacks against Israeli targets. Those who run the tunnel industry often place the tunnel entrances inside the houses of Palestinian civilians. These terrorists seek not only to harm civilians in the location they target, but also in locations where they seek protection and from where they launch their attacks. The tunnels can be found inside residential homes in an attempt to evade discovery by Israeli security personnel and in blatant disregard for the safety and well-being of Palestinian civilians. They are concealed under bathrooms, living rooms, kitchens, and often intentionally hidden under beds of children. The IDF even found a tunnel entrance located under a baby cradle inside a child's room. Since the current conflict erupted in September 2000, the Israeli army has uncovered and destroyed about 90 tunnels, including 3 during Operation Rainbow and 12 since the beginning of this year. According to the UN, the Israeli army destroyed in those 6 days 45 Palestinian homes in Rafah, and 575 Palestinians have lost their homes, and not as the Palestinian Authority proclaimed in the beginning that 330 homes were destroyed by the Israelis. Later on, the Palestinian Authority admitted that only 24 homes were destroyed by the Israeli forces in Rafah, and 45 Palestinians were killed. According to Israeli sources, 41 Palestinians were killed. Operation Rainbow started as a response to the killing of 17 Israelis in the Gaza Strip. The Palestinian Authority, whose control over the area is loose at best, does not make any effort to put an end to this practice. It is known that even top officials in the security organization lend support to the tunnel operators, many of whom are active or recently retired members of the very same security organization that remains in close contact with its former colleagues. The smuggling of these weapons stockpiles are now at epidemic proportions, and the usage of civilian areas to launch terrorist attacks invariably brings to loss of innocent life. These actions are seriously affecting the basic rights of people who wish to lead a normal and peaceful life. It affects the lives of both Israelis and Palestinians.